You see you, Babbzy? You could block me any day. Hey, block me right there. Block me right here. Block me right here. Babbzy block me every day. Yo, Babbzy block.
Everybody, what's going on? It's your girl Babbzy here in the building today, aka the West Indian Governor. Come about here to give you the real on this whole dance hall fraternity drama that's going on with like Konshens and Demarco and like Masicka, because I was sitting back chilling, even though I was getting messages from like the start about it. I haven't said much about it because I was kind of like, oh, this is all for sting, this is all for show. But then I saw Talk Your Mind yesterday by Demarco and I was kind of like, oh, shit's supposed to get real about here. And you know, as much as I'm a bacchanalist, I like certain things to be given and points to be put out there for people to make their decision properly. I don't like manipulation of stories and manipulation of information. So I'm going to come and give you what I know about this scenario and let you know what I think about it. And you know what? If you got a problem with that, well then fuck off. But before I get into all that, I wanted to ask you if you like the backdrop behind me today, because last week you didn't like the black at all. So this week we're trying the white one. Please note that I don't have 500 other backdrops to choose from. So let me know if you like this one. Put a comment in the comments box underneath my video and make sure you're subscribed to me, because 50% of the messages I get on Facebook are from people asking me, where's my last video? You need to subscribe to me on YouTube, Strictly Babbzy, because I cannot answer you all anymore on Facebook. It's gotten to the point where I just cannot do it. So at this stage, just subscribe. I'm Strictly Babbzy on Instagram. I'm Strictly Babbzy on Twitter. Strictly Babbzy on YouTube. I'm easy to find. Just follow me. Now, the next thing I want to say is thank you very much to each and every single one of you who've downloaded my app. I could not believe the thousands of downloads that I got from my app. I'm like, oh, I've arrived. Yeah. So anyhow, that was the phase one of my app rollout, just getting all of my own stuff incorporated, making you all feel comfortable with the app. So I have an announcement now, because phase two is ready for tomorrow. You know, we keep it jiggy. I want you to know that if you're a DJ or an artist, you can now get your song put right to the people's phones in their hand through my app, because I have thousands of people with my app and you need your song into the thousands of people's hands so that we work together and find a way to make this happen, because many of you are struggling to get your songs out there, your mixes out there, and this way is revolutionary. No one is doing this. They're gonna come follow my ass next year 2015, but you know, we do IT, so we always 10 steps ahead of them. And really and truly, it's just the way to go. It makes life easier. They can turn into their ringtone right away. It's very easy. The music tab is there. So if you're interested in this, please send me an email at music@strictlybabbzy.com. This is the way of the future. If you don't get on this from early, trust me, you're gonna feel stink. So let's get into this whole drama thing that's going on. And before I get into the drama, I want to put my disclaimer in, because I don't lie, I don't hide nothing. I know Konshens, I know of Konshens, we good. So I want you to know I met him like 5 years ago at Reggae on the Hill in Barbados, and I wasn't Babbzy back then. So some people will be like, oh, he was nice to you because you're Babbzy and you curse the fuck out of people. But really and truly, I was just starting out, and I met him at Reggae on the Hill, and I've always stated this to ask anybody. I've always rated Konshens. I'm like, this guy is really, really cool. And he doesn't have the personality of a dancehall artist. I was just like, I don't know how he gonna survive in this industry, because he's too level, too safe, and too cool for these fucking demons, you know. So I gonna let you know that from now. Not to say that he hasn't done some wrong in this scenario, but I'm just telling you that we're good. So people might say, yeah, Babbzy just being biased because she's friends with him. Man, no, I can just come and tell you who fucking wrong and who right. So let me get into this, all right? Cool. First thing now, I sleep in the night and somebody called me 2 o'clock in the morning and all I hear is that Konshens get his head bust in a dance. I was like, what? Konshens? What? Why would Konshens get his head bust in a dance? What happened? Oh, well, he went and choked a man. Konshens went and choked a man? Like, I don't know that kind of Konshens. And as I said to you, I've encountered with him a few times. I've never gotten the impression that that's the type of person he was. So hearing that he went and rolled up on a dude and choked him, I was kind of like, yo, people lying, you know. So anyhow, this is what kind of, I wouldn't say catalyst the situation, but kind of was the starting point for the drama with Masicka. Masicka is was one of Konshens' artists. And actually, it's funny, when they hooked up together, I was kind of like, why would Masicka be on Subconscious? Subconscious is not that type of braga artist, you know what I mean? Not insulting Masicka in any way, but they're just different artists, like, you know what I mean? And I was just shocked to see that Masicka was on Subconscious, but I was like, okay, he must know what he's doing so good. So anyhow, Masicka has left Subconscious, and in leaving, he has had some interviews, and he's citing his irreconcilable differences. One of them stems from the fact he feels like he's losing his street cred, because he said Demarco insulted him on, insulted Konshens on one of his Talk Your Mind during shows, which was neither here nor there. He said that he didn't defend himself when he got hit with the bottle. People don't understand that Konshens is signed to like corporate sponsors. He's not a ragamuffin riff-raffian like a ninja man or one of them that have nothing to fucking lose when they go and fight and go to jail. He got an entourage of people that are basically relying on him, so he can't just go and fight with people just so. Like, I don't know. I get it. I don't know why some of you don't. So anyhow, Masicka was saying he didn't like the fact that he didn't defend himself. And then he said that, you know, because Masicka was at war with Idonia, he kind of said he didn't like the fact that, you know, Konshens invited Idonia to some show that he was doing and whatever, and Idonia was there, and Masicka was disturbed by that. So he said, like, you know what, you're insulting, man, and he left. Now, I agree with Masicka on the part about the Idonia part, and I'm going to tell you why. Because when you're in an army with people and you in a camp with people, if man A is at war with them man there, you have to be at war with them man there too. That's what it means to be in an entourage and in a camp and in an army. Like, if you don't want to be at war with people for no reason, then you need to roll solo, which is why I roll alone. Because I have to say something about this person gonna get vexed, that person, I gotta speak the truth. So I can't have an army of people, then I gotta start being at war with somebody else that didn't even do me nothing because this person in my team is at war with them. So I agree with Masicka to a certain extent when he's saying like, yo, your friend in Idonia and I'm at war with Idonia. I could agree with that. That's kind of messed up in a sense. But Masicka is just saying a whole bunch of stuff and whatever. You know, I wish them luck. I don't think this whole being, in my eyes, dance hall braga braga music is gonna make you any money. I think Konshens was trying to steer you on the right path to teach you how to get money out of this place, but you obviously want to roll with the crabs. So, you know, good luck to you and Corey Todd in that situation. Now, the whole Demarco Konshens situation now is like this. You know, this Talk Your Mind show that they got, I don't even know the people on the show. I've seen it a few times, to be honest. People have sent me the link for it. And I know Richie Feelings, you know what I mean? I should say I know of Richie Feelings. I think I've met him once ever in life. And, you know, they do talk some things about people and they do go in. The difference with, like, them going in on people and me going in on people is, like, I'm not an artist. I'm not a producer. I'm not, like, any of that stuff where I got to be sitting down with people. Well, I am kind of a producer, but that's another story. But I'm not in the mix with them that kind of way where like something that I would say could offend somebody so much that our friendship would be altered. We weren't friends to begin with. But Richie Feelings says some stuff in that show, and you know, he upset Pam Putea. They had to come back and do an apology about that. So it's kind of one of them shows where he's like talking some things. So they made some references to Konshens. Konshens didn't reply back, you know, and then it's like now Demarco's gone and made some song towards Konshens. So that's why when I heard the song, I was kind of like, okay, yeah, you know what, you're doing this for Sting, you're trying to get attention, whatever, do your thing, whatever. But then Konshens did a video, and then Demarco did a video now to counteract Konshens' part. And I feel like what Demarco counteracted and said back is not what Konshens said, which is why I'm here today. So Demarco's the first thing he's just like, oh, you know, Konshens a bad mind me. And I'm like, when did he say that? Because on his interview, he clearly stated he does not believe Demarco, that Demarco, you are bad-minding him. He said people said that, but he doesn't believe it because he doesn't see the need for you to be bad-minded against them. That's actually what he said, okay? Now, next thing, you say that, oh, he got a BMW and the AC chipping in or chipping out, and I'm just like, yo, these guys. When Konshens brought up the BMW situation, again, Demarco, he was giving you praise, actually. This is why I had said that Konshens shouldn't have even answered anybody, because it doesn't make sense to answer people sometimes because their pea brains don't interpret what you're trying to say. Now, when he said about the BMW, Konshens was saying, like, Demarco had a BMW, he saw Demarco with the BMW, and it inspired him to be like, yo, if this artist can get this, then I can get this too, and I want to be up in that with that kind of thing, and I want to drive a Beamer too. But Demarco now is like, oh, well, you're being my the AC I chip out, and I was just like, yo, man, this gotta stop. Honestly, this gotta stop. This is counterproductive to dancehall music because dancehall is in bad fucking shape. I'm telling you this right now because as a person who MCs and goes around, they're not booking none of you guys. Artists are not getting booked. Like Konshens is getting internationally booked. iOctane is getting internationally booked. There's a handful of artists that are getting internationally booked. Being hot at like Pepper Sundays is not going to put food on the table. Konshens is understanding the scenario and he's saying to himself, he's about money. He's not about going to Dirty Fridays and trying to argue with nobody on no microphone. So when I hear you guys saying stuff like, I'm not hot, Marcia Griffiths is not hot, Chronix is not hot, Barrington Levy is not hot. What them motherfuckers is paid? You could be hot like Potential Kid. Where is he now? Y'all, somebody saying Tommy Lee was hot. Where is he now? Like, being hot and being paid is two different things. And that's what you guys need to understand. It's the same thing in the blogging world. There's bloggers hotter than me. They don't even have a logo. They don't even have a website. They don't have an app. Don't chat to me. You can be as hot as you want to be hot. When your 15 seconds of fame is done, what you gonna have after that? You got a book on Amazon? So Konshens is studying the leveraging of his popularity while you're studying just being hot in the road and fucking girls and being hype. So that's where the disconnect is coming. I really rate Konshens. Stay on your high horse, Konshens. Don't let them crabs down there in the barrel pull you off that high horse. Don't answer nobody. Keep trotting forward. Do your thing and ignore wrestle them. Demarco, I think you should take a chapter out of Konshens' book as it pertains to how he conducts his business. And in business, you will be with people that you will fall out with. It is inevitable. I've fallen out with my own family because of my blogging. I don't fuck around them because they're disloyal. So you're going to have in situations and instances where you're going to fall out with people. Things are not going to work out. Visions are not going to be the same. You can't be the same that you were 5 years ago that you are today. Everybody changes. So looking at things like that, when I hear you saying, oh, so-and-so left you and so-and-so left you, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, once you don't compromise your integrity, you don't compromise who you are for the hotness and the hype, that's what you need to look to yourself and say, you know what, at the end of the day, I did the best that I could without selling my body and sucking dick to get on shows. So to me, dancehall fraternity needs to start looking at getting back them fucking self. Stop acting like some fucking bitches when somebody posts something on Instagram and then you're like, oh, you don't like this and you don't like that. I feel like Demarco, you're just throwing shots at Konshens for no reason. Konshens never did you nothing. He was actually trying to give you a freaking compliment and then you took it with this little tenement yard spin that enough of y'all people just put spins on thing, and now you're just beating up on him for no reason, and I don't agree with that. And Konshens doesn't need me to defend him, but I'm defending the situation to the people so they can understand what's going on. I don't put my neck on the line for people very often, but I find it very hard to believe that Konshens would be out bad-minding people and backstabbing people and doing all kind of thing. He doesn't strike me as that kind of person. I could be wrong, but he does not strike me as that kind of person, and I felt compelled with my own voice to level the playing field. So Konshens, I never heard Konshens call Demarco bad mind. I never heard him talk about his Beamer being shitty. I never heard none of the stuff that I heard Demarco saying and Talking Mind. I think everybody needs to calm down. Stop looking at negative publicity, trying to make that into positive publicity, because without talent, it's just a bunch of fuckery. You understand what I'm saying? Cartel bleached his skin. He put all kind of thing on his body, but he had hits already. He was already amazing as an artist. He had talent. So grabbing your pussy and rolling on the ground and tattooing yourself and bleaching your skin, if you're shitty as an artist, you're shitty as an artist. You just gonna be imitating somebody and you're shitty as an artist. So that's all I want to say right now. I don't like the bashing of Konshens. I don't want nobody come bash Konshens around me because I don't believe none of the shit that people are saying. If you got proof, you can give it to me. If you don't, then fuck off. The last thing about the whole Corey Todd thing, Corey Todd and Konshens are not the same caliber of people anyways. Corey Todd is one walk up away from fucking demonic. So I would not be me as a business person getting involved with nothing that Corey Todd got going on, because Corey Todd was around Cartel when all, listen, I think it's a good thing that they split. Konshens trod forward, do your thing. Good luck, Corey Todd and them. I hope y'all work out your stuff, and that's that. The only thing I do hope is that it doesn't get violent. It doesn't get to the point where people are in the streets fighting, because I already see the tensions being created, and we don't need this in the music. Dancehall people, listen, soca artists have trumped you all, you know. Soca artists are getting the shows, they're getting the gigs, they're traveling. You all stuck because you're fighting people and getting criminal record and can't get visa and can't left your island. It's time you try and heights and start thinking about your future and start leveraging yourself in a more positive manner. And people like Konshens are the people you need to model after as it pertains to their business etiquette and their business model. Stop listening to this hype hot talk, because Potential Kid could tell you about being hot and not being able to buy a fucking tin of sardine at the Russell Mega Mart. Hear what I tell you? Anyhow, people, Babbzy in the building. Keep in tune this week. I got some stuff dealing with. We gonna talk later. Peace out.